On my way to the job site right now, and it's been quite the morning. I went to Lowe's once and forgot to get rebar, so I had to go back to Lowe's and to go home and get the trailer and go get sand and gravel. Sorry, I'm turning in here. And boy, it's got this old truck loaded now. Now I'm on my way, and Lord willing, when we get up to the top of the hill here, I'll let you know what we're doing. Hey, I appreciate you watching GK Building. Guys, we're barely creeping up this hill. Got her pulled down in first, and I don't know if we're gonna make it or not. I have a feeling I'm gonna be finding me a 5-speed transmission to put in this thing sooner rather than later, because this is ridiculous. That old 3-speed automatic just ain't gonna cut it. I love this old truck, but type of work I do, I gotta have something that'll pull, and that old 3-speed automatic just ain't gonna cut it. That's pretty much flat on the floor right there. Don't sound good at all. There's really nothing more beautiful than the mountains of southeast Kentucky. Look behind me here, what a view we have for this job. We made it up the hill. It was pretty sketchy, but we made it. We got to build a little concrete wall, and I'll show you guys what that's going to look like. But first, admire this beautiful view. I don't know if you can see it, but right over there is that switchback I had to come up. Right there where that car is coming up now, and it was rough. So here's that 6x6 retaining wall we built for this customer. And you can see this old block wall, back when they originally built this house, is leaned over, and it's been that way, they said, for a long time. But where we built this new wall in here, we need to stabilize this up some. And what we're going to do is somebody come in and put these little pillars in at some point, 1, 2, 3 of them, to kind of hold that wall up. But what we're going to do here in this section to keep this from collapsing is we're going to come over about 4 inches from the top, and that'll be about 8 inches from the bottom where this wall's leaned. And we're going to form up a wall from that pillar to this pillar. And we're going to put rebar in the concrete on the bottom. We're going to rebar into both of these pillars and tie it all together. And this thing should be good and sturdy, and they shouldn't have to worry about it anymore. And I just want to let you guys know what I had planned and what we're going to get started with. I'm going to put you guys in video mode, time lapse to get started, and let you see how this form works out. Quick rundown, guys. So I marked out where I'm going to drill for rebar along the bottom. I'm also drilling into these little piers here. I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to talk loud. All right, I drilled one there on the bottom, drilled those 3. I'm going to tie this top one here to this big piece of railroad steel coming out of this pier. And I'll drill 2 in the bottom of this pier, and then 1, 2, 3 more holes. 4 holes on the bottom, 3 places to tie here, 3 places to tie there. And I'll just make a grid out of it. You'll see it in just a minute. But I kind of want to give you a rundown, let you know what I'm doing here. Woo! Hose drill. So guys, this is a rebar tire, a twist tire, and this is just little rebar ties. And the way these things work, you just bend it in a hoop, put it around both pieces of rebar and bend them 2 together. You stick that through there and then just give it a twist, and it'll tie it good and tight. Hold on, I'll show you. So for number 2 and number 3, they're not going to be long enough. So we're going to add a little piece to them. Overlapped it about a foot. Guys, after I got that rebar tied in, you can see here I just made me some like brackets that out of some treated lumber to go up against that plywood structure for that retaining wall. And I just cut a 45 on each end of that and made me just like a 90-degree bracket to hold that wall good and sturdy. Here I went ahead and mounted that 2x4 that I cut to length to the bottom of that first sheet of plywood, and it just held it good and straight. And then I put the second sheet in there, measured, cut it, and put it in there, and screwed them both to that 2x4 on the bottom run. And then I put a 2x4 lengthways in the middle, and I put one on the top. And then I had 3 of those 90-degree brackets, one on each end, one in the center, and then I just cut me some like jack posts and wedged in there and screwed them to it as well. Plywood, 3/4 inch Advantech, I had to have a seam in it. So in order to seal that seam, we used some good old zip tape. And we just pressed it in. It's pressure activated tape, and that'll be a good seal. You can see here, we got it kicked back against this concrete on both sides, and we're gonna be pouring a wall here soon. So guys, we actually mixed this concrete by hand. We bought the gravel and the sand in bulk, and we bought some bags of Portland cement. And for a job this big, it's a little less expensive to do it this way. Maybe just to hire a bit more work, but it does save money in the long run. And it's just as good, if not better, concrete than what you get in like Quikrete bags. But if you're not interested in watching me mix concrete for the next few minutes, then you can skip on ahead for about 2 minutes to about the 16:30 mark of this video. But I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what we're doing here. So to mix this concrete by hand, what I do is 3 parts sand, 2 parts rock, and 1 part Portland cement, and then I just add water until it gets to the consistency I like, about like mashed potatoes. Not too thick, not too thin. And that works good for me. That gives you like a 3 to 3,500 PSI mix. And if you want it to be stronger than that, you do more rock and more Portland cement. But I just use a bucket. I fill it up. I take a Sharpie on the side of that bucket. I mark it in thirds. So you got 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. And I fill that bucket to the brim with sand. And then I do 2/3 of that bucket of rock. And then 1/3 of that bucket of the Portland cement. But when you're doing this, I like to go ahead and wet the inside of the mixer first, and go ahead and put my sand in and Portland cement and let it mix for a little bit, and put the rock in last. And it don't take long. Once you get the hang of it and get going with it, you can mix it pretty quick. I mixed this whole wall by myself, and did it in probably about an hour and a half. Now it was an hour and a half of straight work. You can't slow down or stop once you start, because you don't want any cold joints in the concrete. You want to keep going as fast as you can. But it is just something you can definitely do. Here you can see that I'm shoveling it in the actual wall by hand because the wheelbarrow won't fit back there. And I'm just shoveling it in, shovel by shovel. I filled that wall up. And actually it probably worked out better, so I didn't get no air gaps or nothing like that. I could work it down in the cracks and gaps and joints as I was filling it up. That's hard work. I don't care what nobody says. And as I'm filling this up, I'm just taking my shovel and just working it down in there. I'd say we're about a third of the way full, maybe just a little less. You can see it creeping down through there as I shake it with that shovel. Here in a minute, once I get it full, I'll get the old DeWalt Sawzall, and we'll go through here and vibrating this wall, and it'll let any air bubbles out. I'll show you that in a minute. Man, it's a beautiful evening. I wish I was home with the wife and the girls, but out here trying to make a living for my little family. But man, it is beautiful. If you think that's a beautiful view, why don't you comment below? Let me know if you've ever been to Southeast Kentucky. Try to get over here and show you something. See that blue temple all lit up? That's a coal temple. Here in the mountains, we mine coal. Well, I don't, but my dad worked in the mines for years. Papa worked in the mines about 40 years. Sure is a beautiful evening. It's getting close to dark. We about got this thing done. I want to show you guys before it got dark. We ended up having to put another runner in the bottom there and there. That started bowing out on that bottom board. And I should have did that from the get-go, but I just didn't think about that bowing out. But I mean, it makes sense. A lot of pressure pushing on that bottom row, but we about got it full. About one more batch and we'll have it. I wanted to bring you guys on before it got dark and let you see where we at with it. So guys, it's a couple days later after we poured this concrete wall, and me and Grace is going to strip the forms off of it. You excited to be with Dad today? She's gonna be my little helper. We had some new stickers put on this old work truck of mine, and we went and had lunch together, and now we're going to take these forms off this concrete wall. We'll be up there in just a minute. We're going, if you see that mountain, all the way to the top of that mountain. So I just got these new stickers done today. I gotta still take that off. That's from the people that used to have it. But I think it turned out pretty nice. Remodeling, roofing, garages, sheds, and much more. We're gonna be stripping these forms where we poured this concrete wall. And just figured I'd show you guys the truck. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think. So this concrete wall turned out great. Look at there. I know it's kind of dark back here, but man, it looks good. It's good and smooth. You can see the zip, where I had to zip tape the two pieces together. Turned out good. Thank y'all for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video. I really appreciate it. And it's a beautiful day to be in Southeast Kentucky. Got my little girl working with me today. God is good. Appreciate all my subscribers. Hit that like button for me. See you later.